Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will learn how to create DNS zones and DNS records. Let's move to my server. So let's start from the beginning. You just go here. You can open DNS or you can type DNS mgmt.msc to open your DNS console. Both are same. So if you open yeah, expand the folder local zone, you will see one zone that is called synoid.local. It has been created automatically while promoting this server as a domain controller and the DNS server as well. So once you select one server which is working as a DNS domain controller as well, and you want to promote that server as a DNS server as well, so that is called zone type is called Active Directory integrated. Benefits of this is data is replicated with the technology that is used by the Active Directory replication. So there is no other topology required. You can understand that later. I will try to explain. So this is my zone, one of my zone. You can also create records here. So multiple types of records can be created like A record, CNAME records, MX record, SOA record, TXT records, and some more as well. Generally, we create hosted record and an alias that called CNAME. So I will tell you how to create hosted record. You can just go here, right click there, select hosted record. You just choose one name that you want to, like server 01, and here you need to provide the IP that is assigned to this server 01. So it is necessary to know what IP has been assigned to the server, so that while accessing this IP you can use this server 01.synoid.local and you will be able to redirect to this IP. Okay, this is the work of the DNS. Translate domain name means the domain name system to IP address. Okay. So you can just click this and you will be able to see that your host record has been created here. Okay. Sometimes we want to access the same server or same application by using some different name. Requirement may be different. Why they want to? That is different thing, but they want to access their application by using or the server by using any other name. So what they ask to system administrator like us, they ask us to create a CNAME record. CNAME is just alias that will be redirected to particular server, but you are accessing through different name. For example, if you want to create alias, so you need to provide the name like my server, and you need to provide the hosted record of the computer that will actually host that particular service or hosting the particular service. If you know, you can just browse and go there. Otherwise, if you remember, just type and that will make the same thing. Suppose I want to use my server 01 dot shinoy.local. So shinoy.lan. Okay. Suppose I want to say if someone is accessing my server.shinoy.lan, that should be redirected to my this server 01.shinoy.lan. So you can just provide the name of that particular server here that is actually existing in the production. That is just name, virtual name of the particular service or server. You could just click OK, or as I said, if you remember, you could just go there, cnode.lan, and here you can see server 01, just select it, and it is making the same thing. Okay. Allow authenticated user to update all the DNS record with the same name. If you want, you can select it, otherwise just ignore and click OK. Then you will see the alias. Now, if I want to go to CMD and see something, command prompt, if I do ns lookup server 01, okay, it is saying okay. Full name is server01.cnode.lan. Sometimes we talk about FQDN, fully qualified domain name. So fully qualified domain name is a combination of the one server or host actually that you are having physically and your zone name that will be added later by using dot. Okay. So there is a possibility someone wants to use FQDN like okay server 01 dot Pune.local, Pune.land or Microsoft.com or Contours.com. So you need, if you are having multiple zones in your infra, you need to ask to the user what should be your fully qualified domain name, fully qualified domain name or FQDN. Then what you are asking, okay, what will be your host name and what will be your zone name, okay, so that you can create your entry under that particular zone. Otherwise, it will not work as expected by the user. So it is also necessary to know what will be the fully qualified domain name of your hosted record that you are asking us to create and what IP address has been assigned to that particular computer. Okay. Second thing, alias. Okay. Now I just copy this. ANS lookup. Here you can see this is the actual name of my server which is running, which is providing their services. This is the IP of that particular server that you can see in the first command. But we are using this myserver.cno.lan as a alias. Okay. So whatever you access, whether you are accessing myserver.cno.lan or you are accessing server01.cno.lan or you are accessing this particular IP. So this request is going to this particular IP in the background, because network doesn't understand what your domain name is or what is this alias name. This is just DNS which can convert, but in the background we are reaching out to this so that we can reach out to particular server or service and we can access that. So we also create MX record that I told you. MX record is created for mail purpose, and there are many other records for security purpose as well. So I'm not going to talk about that, but you can just take a look. So we can also create zones, different zones if we want to. Okay. So how we can create? Okay, you can create. Double click here. Not double click. Right click here on the forward look of zone. Just zones. Click next. Here are two things: primary and secondary. Primary is the main zones that can read and write to the copy, but secondary you can just read from there. Create a copy of a zone that can be updated directly on the server. Secondary zone is create a copy of the zone that exists on another server. The option help balance the processing load of primary server and providing fault tolerance. We also create stub zone that is also for different purpose. Generally, it is generally created for providing naming resolution between two different forest or domain. So generally we create primary zone. Then I will tell you how to create. You can select this one of them. What you want to, where you want to replicate your zones. So it is always a good idea to select this one to all DNS server running on the domain controller in the forest. So you can select this. This is also fine, but your if you have multiple domains, then it would that zone will not be available there. So you can just keep it here. It is not making any harm. So just select next, and here you want to type some meaningful name that looks like a domain name. It is not necessary, I would say, because whatever we can achieve by using our Shinoy.land, but people wants to access their application by using different naming format. For example, I can if I do not create new zone, I can only access my application name by using server02 server03 dot shinoy.lan. But I want to access my application by using different name like server03 dot pune.lan or contoso.com or wipro.com, itc.com, whatever it is. So I will not be able to create it. Okay. So I can achieve this target by creating my add another zone that can be created here. For example, you want to access your application by using contoso.com. Okay. Until unless I would say it is required, you should use uh, local name. That will be good. Otherwise, sometimes it creates problem. If this is a registered public DNS, then it will get. So we can say select this allows only secure next. We can see okay contoso.land next and then next. Here we have created this zone. You can see contoso.land, and we can also use this zone to create other resources records. Okay, other DNS records as well. So what you need to do, you need to type anything like server04, and here you need to type the IP address. You need to get these information from the user whomsoever is requesting. We can select this or depend on the requirement, but it will not work because it was in different format. I will show you in this video, no problem. So currently I'm not creating this. Okay, so just source now. Okay, then DNS lookup. Okay, so it is also mandatory here to write the complete name, complete FQDN. Otherwise, you will not be able to find this because by default it will only search this entry in this default zone that was created while promoting this server as a DNS server Shinoy.lan. So if you have created any other zone and you are having any entry there, any resources record there, so it is necessary to type complete FQDN. Otherwise, it will not give you the result because it is by design. It will only DNS will only search in the first record and it will not find. Whenever computer is searching something, DNS is searching something, it is checking from the right hand side to left hand side. Okay, first it will check LAN is here or not. Okay, then it will say Contoso is there or not. Then it will say DC04. If you don't type anything, it will check only LAN and then Shinoy, and it will not find, and you will say that entry is not existing, but it is not currently true. So here, so why I was saying, if you go here, we are having server 01, right? So here we type ns lookup server 01, and it is finding, because by default it is finding in the Shinoy.LAN zone, and that is available. Okay, you can also create secondary zone if you want to, by choosing this zone name pune.gov info. Let's say info. Here I need to type the server, okay, which is really having that particular DNS zone. But I'm only having my single DNS server, so I don't want to create this. But you can, but whenever you are creating any secondary zone, please mention the valid server name here or IP address, which is really having that particular zone there. You need to type the name of server which is having primary zone, primary record, primary copy of the particular zone. Okay, and there you can't create any record. Records will only be replicated from the primary to secondary. But in the primary, you can create, you can manage whatever you want to. Okay, so I was talking about the reverse lookup zone. So here we can reverse lookup zone. Reverse lookup zone, what it is doing, it is just doing, if you talk about forward lookup zone, their names are being translated to IP address. But in the reverse lookup zones, IP address are being translated to names, so that it is not necessary. I think so. In most of the videos, I can say most of the companies, they don't use reverse lookup zone for each and every entry, because generally it is for troubleshooting purpose. But there are some applications which depends on the reverse lookup zone, not reverse lookup zone. They depends on the pointer. Okay, pointer is created under reverse lookup zone. So 100% it is not required, but if any software particularly requires, so we need to create it. So we need to create primary zone. Okay, again we can select this. Here I need to select the first three octet. Okay, you know, I have already explained one video about the IP addresses. So you know IP address divided into four different octets. So this is my first octet. What I want to do, okay, I can go here. Suppose I am using this subnet. Okay, 1 minute. One 92, 160, 100. So you also need to get this from the requester only. What will be the IP address? Okay, allow secure. So here I have created one reverse lookup zone. Under the reverse lookup zone, I can create pointer record. Suppose, for example, I want to create a pointer record for this server 01. If you find this, run the ns lookup, you will not find anything. CLS ns lookup. Okay, you are not finding anything, huh? Because that is not available. So I have created this 192.168.100. So I need to create one another record here. We can say server 05, and we can try 192.168.100.10.179. Okay. So while creating, you can select this button and your pointer record will be created. Okay. See this. Yes. Your pointer record has been created. And sometimes if you want to create the pointer record like server 06, and I am creating pointer record for IP like 200.200.200.100 something. Okay. And I am creating pointer record. It will say pointer record will not be created. Probably that reference the sublookup zone cannot be found. So you can check this box, but pointer record will only be created if it founds or it finds, okay, particular reversal lookup zone. Okay, here we can't see this, huh? And we can also create a pointer record manually. How? Suppose I want to change the IP, or I can create another one. 192.168.100.206. Okay. If I select this, pointer record will be created. Hmm, hmm. And we can also create a pointer record by using this. Suppose I have a host record server 0. It is not necessary that I can only create a pointer record for this under this contours line. I can also create here. So it doesn't matter. Depends up to you how your server owner or application owner wants to get the name, or what they want to keep the FQDN, fully qualified domain name. So okay, server 07, SERVER server 07. Now 192.168.100.236. Okay, I don't want to select this. Something's wrong, I think so. What is saying? Allow. Okay, one is extra. Yeah, 192.168.100.36. I created. Okay, now selected. And I want to create pointer record here. I can create. Okay, for my 7. Okay, server 07. How I can create. Select this here. Select pointer. Here I need to type the IP address of my computer. What is this? 236, right? And the name was. If you remember, it's fine. Otherwise, you can just go there and you are good to go. Sometimes it's difficult to see if you're having thousands of records, so it's good to remember and just copy paste somewhere. Okay, server 07 that ran. And one more thing I want to show you that okay, we are creating pointer record by giving the reverse lookup zone by providing the IP in the normal sequence, right? Normal sequence. And you can also, whenever you reach particular zone, and you can see your IP address is showing also in the normal sequence, like starting with 192.168.100. But whenever you want, suppose you have multiple zones. For example, you are having thousands of zones, and network ID suppose 10.158.100. So suppose you are having thousands of zones, and you want to find out whether a particular record has been created for particular IP or not. So for example, you want to see, okay, whether particular record for this particular IP, record for particular pointer record for particular IP has been created or not. So you know it is starting from 192.168.100.206. But here you see, if you start from 192.168, you will not find. So you just need to think a little bit differently. Type notepad or just take your pen and paper. Type your IP address here that you want to see, 100.206 or any IP. So you just forget this particular IP for some time. Sorry, Control Z, Control C. So this is my actual IP that I want to see whether a pointer record is created for this or not. But how I can see? So just forget this last entry for a minute, and now you try to find out your reverse lookup zone from the left to right, like 192.168.100. You will not find this. So what you need to see, you will have to check the reverse lookup zone which is having entry 100, 168, 192. Okay. If you find from 190 to 100, you will not find, and you will be confused. If you are new, if you are have worked earlier, that is fine. If you are new, you will surprise to see how I can find out. So if you know, just focus on last three digits of your IP address, or I would say three first octets, and start to find from the third octet. Okay. So if you find this, you can say 100, 168 and 192, right? And once you click on that, then you can try to find out your IP is there or not. If I see 206, yes, that is there, and that is matching as well, right? So you can find out like this. Otherwise, you can also check by using the NSLookup command. Okay. Now you can get this information. It is registered with server 06 contoso.lan. So now you have understood how to create those through GUI, graphical user interface mode. Now I will show you how to create primary zone, additional primary zone, and the hosted record or blank hosted record. Sometimes we are getting a entry that they want to create a zone and they want to map that particular zone with the IP without adding any extra thing. Okay. Generally what we do, we create a zone and we create a hosted record and we provide something here like server 04 something, and we are adding the IP. Okay. And sometime we are also getting a request, please create a zone with blank host and map this to particular IP, and I will show you how to do this graphically and how to do this manually as well. So here we can create new zone, primary, primary. Okay, you can just select this. Now I will say okay, Haryana. Okay, dot LAN. Okay, I have created this zone here. This is the same like this. Okay, here I can create another hosted record that will be called like server08.haryana.lan. Okay, and it will be redirected to any IP. Okay, but okay, okay, no problem. We will create this, and you want to create another hosted record, but you don't want to put it here. So how we can create it? Just provide the IP here. Okay, then it will not create any additional entry in the beginning. So whenever you just type NSLOOKUP or whenever you are accessing Haryana.lan, it is going to redirect to this IP. So it is useful whenever we are having some other entries, like suppose we are having Haryana.lan already, and we are going to create another entry that is like sirsa.haryana.lan, right? So it can break the communication sometimes. So people are creating a zone, and under the zone they are not creating any other hosted record. They are creating, they are mapping that particular zone to particular IP so that it will not conflict with any other zone which is matching that particular zone. Okay, so you can create, right? Here we have created. Okay, so it will be like here you can see. Okay, not this one, this one. Okay, it is nothing here. So if you don't want to search your application for there, then it is fine. So you can just create a hosted record in the with the, you can create a zone so that it can rewrite it to particular IP. Now I will show you how to create this through the PowerShell. So I already have contoso.com, I think so. Contoso.lan. Okay, then it will not conflict. So suppose I want to create a zone that will be the starting from was01.contoso.com, and replication scope will be for us that we saw. Okay, then pass through is nothing. It will it will bring us in the current position where we started. Okay, so we can just create it. Okay, we have created. Okay, just need to refresh, I think so. Okay, was.contoso.com, it is ready. Now I want to create a host a record under this. I can create this, for example. mm, I can add the name here, server 010 or server 10. Okay, it will end with this IP. Okay, server 01 as a hosted record will be created under was01contoso.com, and it will be assigned this particular IP. Okay, if everything is good, we are right. Okay, very good. Now I will show you how to create a hosted record under a zone with the blank that we created uh, in the other zone by using GUI mode. So if you think, okay, I will not provide this. Okay, if you think, okay, I don't want to provide, but it is not allow you. Okay, it is asking you the name. You can type the name here, but without providing name it is not going to create. Server 10. Okay, enter. Hmm. Failed to create resource record name zone. Okay, no problem. So I don't know. So here I can create by using hyphen name server 10. Okay, while saying I think IP is mismatching. Let's change the IP 34. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now I want to create without hosted name. Okay. As we created in the Haryana.lar. Same here. Okay. Then how we can create it? This is a requirement. So many projects I have seen it. So I thought to create this video so that we can expedite zone creation and hosted record creation without spending more time. Okay. So instead of name, you can type add the rate. That is only going to work. If you type dollar, I did not try with dollar, but I try with dot, then you will see dot will be created. Okay, okay. Now, again. So you can see record will be the name of dot. Where? Okay, here. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Why? Where I created? Add DNS dot pass01.com. Try. Mhm. Let's try again. Pass01.com. Failed to create user record zone server. But when last time when I tried it created. I don't know why it is not showing. Okay, ignore that. So it is not our requirement. So I tried type add here. Okay, change the IP 36. Okay, so we can achieve this by putting this at the rate, and it will add the IP in the zone that you have decided or provided here without adding additional entry as a hosted record. I will add these entries or the CMD let in the description of my channel, my video. So that's all for this video. If you learn something new, kindly like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.